Today we will learn a new phrase in Spanish, and although this is not the friendliest of all the Spanish phrases, still it is very useful and quite important. Frase del día. Frase del día is phrase of the day. Remember that de él, of the masculine, is always shortened to del, okay? Día. Tener la culpa. Tener la culpa means to be to blame, right? Or to have fault for something. Tener la culpa. The word-by-word translation for the phrase tener la culpa would be: tener is the verb to have, right, in infinitive. So to have, la is the feminine definite article, the, right, feminine because it's for a feminine noun. And culpa, which is the feminine noun, ending in a, you see as any feminine word. Culpa means fault, right? Somebody that has culpa, somebody that has fault of something. So it means to be to blame. Here we will see some sentences so we can see how it is used, how the structure is formed to build these sentences using the phrase tener la culpa. ¿Quién tuvo la culpa? ¿Quién tuvo la culpa de que fallara? You see that the verb to have, tener, is conjugated according to the tense, okay? So here, quien tuvo la culpa, tuvo is in past tense, yes? Simple past. This means had. So, who had the blame of that it failed? That would be the word-by-word translation, or who was to blame for the failure. ¿Quién tuvo la culpa de que fallara? So, as you can see, the structure, the sentence structure is quite different than English. This would be, again, let me repeat, who had the fault of that it failed. Okay, and then another example, now in the negative. Yo no tuve la culpa, or yo no tuve la culpa de eso. I was not to blame, or I was not to blame for that. This word by word would mean I know, or I not had the blame of that. Yes? Él tuvo la culpa. He was to blame. Here we are accusing somebody, right? He was to blame. Él tuvo la culpa. Again, here, this is past tense. He was to blame. The word-by-word translation would be he had the blame. Sorry. He had the fault. Okay? Él tiene la culpa. So this is the same thing but in present tense. Él tiene la culpa. He is to blame. Okay? He has the fault would be the word-by-word translation. So many times we speak in Spanish él tuvo la culpa or él tiene la culpa indistinctly, right, for the same case scenario. And we can also say él es el culpable. Here I missed the tilde. Él. Remember that él with a tilde like here, with a line on the E, this means he. okay? The subject pronoun he, él. However, if it does not carry a tilde, if we delete the tilde, it simply means the masculine definite article, okay? El, like the car, el auto. So that's the difference between el with a tilde and el without a tilde. Él es el culpable means he is to blame, but this literally means he is guilty. So él es el culpable is quite rough, okay, or very harsh, because culpable means guilty. So él es el culpable, we are accusing somebody very, very harshly. He is guilty. He is the guilty, right? Or the guilty one. Yo no soy el culpable. I not am the guilty or the guilty one. Okay? So, él es el culpable can both mean he is guilty or he is to blame. Yo no soy el culpable can both mean I am not guilty, or I am not the guilty one, or I am not to blame. Right? But it's a bit harsher, okay? But it's also used. However, remember that these two, when you use the word culpable, right, you're using it with a stronger accusatory meaning, okay? A stronger connotation. So that's all. Our phrase of the day, tener la culpa, to be to blame. So I'll see you next time. Goodbye.